Ohio State versus UCLA. I have recovered from the Penn State loss, kind of. I wanted to just burn the program down. I'm not there anymore. I'm like moderately, like just, maybe scream at everybody for a little bit and then go from there. I'm not as pessimistic as I once was. But call me a glutton for punishment because I believe in this team again. Let's see if Bruce Thornton can do it. Let's see if Roddy Gale can make it happen. Can Felix Okpara get it? I'm interested on you guys' thoughts on what Ohio State can do here with a UCLA Bruins team that I think is talented, but just not having the best start to the year. Definitely not as good as they were last year, but still a talented UCLA Bruins team that I think even though they haven't figured it out yet, they should be able to figure it out at some point this season. Burke, what are some of your thoughts?
Well, I mean, hey, UCLA is built with a young international core, but they have a Chicago native in Sebastian Mack leading the charge with their production, like any self-respective American should. And he's going to be the do or die for them. Like he's going to either beat the Buckeyes or not. But I expect Ohio State's insanely athletic backcourt just to dictate this one in favor of the Buckeyes. I mean, yes, a game in which you give up an 18-point second half lead to lose to a Penn State squad is alarming. That is truly alarming.
Lost a buck now.
Yeah. Even if that game was played at Penn State, still alarming. But I feel like just letting a lead like that go to the right team can almost be a galvanizing event. Like they ain't going to let that happen again. They aren't going to take their foot off the gas. And I think Bruce Thornton and Roddy Gale are going to come out here ready to go.
Oh, you're such an optimist, Burke.
I'm always an optimist, man.
I thought the same thing last year.
I'm such an idiot.
They lost like 15 of 16 or something like that last year. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. Anthony, what are some of your thoughts on this game?
So, a word of caution in watching any game or any team that's coached by Mick Cronin. He likes to play slow. UCLA likes to draw out their possessions. They're going to take the shot clock down to 5 every single possession. That's how they've played. That's how Mick Cronin coached when he was at Xavier, Cincinnati. Where was he at? Cincinnati. And that's how he coaches. Here at UCLA, they're teams that defend pretty well. They play slow. And I think in a game like that, Ohio State, even though their defense has not been anything to write home about, I think that just sheer number of possessions, UCLA isn't going to wow you offensively. I think Ohio State is going to capitalize on their offensive possessions more. They've got buckets, right, on their team. Bruce Thornton, walking bucket. Roddy Gale, walking bucket. Jamison Battle, walking bucket. Of course, I say that, they're all going to go cold. But I know how it goes. But in general, I think that this is a game that favors Ohio State, and I think they're going to take better advantage of the offensive possessions that they have. Just know that this one's going to be a slog when you watch your team defend UCLA.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that does give me hope in this one is that, like you said, they play slow, so they don't get as many shots up. So it's not exactly, the same comparison to IU, but UCLA does only take 13 three-pointers a game. So I'm not as concerned about them hitting a bunch of three-pointers like Penn State did and getting 54 points in the second half. However, we'll see what happens here. I'm never concerned about Chris Holtman's offense. It always seems like Chris Holtman has some type of guy on offense. It's always the defense that gives me more concern than anything else. I know Jamison Battle is going to get his, Bruce Thornton, Roddy Gale, they're going to get his. But for me, it's just about that defense for Ohio State. Can they put it all together and make it happen? I mean, Ohio State's offensive rating is in the 97th percentile in the country. Very, very good. I think last year they were like top 5 most of the season, even though they were a 500 team in offense. And then, they were down in the cellars in defense. And this year they're not as far down in the cellar. They're in the 70th percentile in defense, but still, that's kind of a large, margin between the two of them. So we'll see what happens in this one. UCLA plays really, really good defense. They're in the 92nd percentile with their defensive rating. So I think it's going to be a good matchup to see how do these two teams play against each other. Can UCLA's defense counteract Ohio State's offense? And then how do they get the points off of each other? Do the teams go out and get any fast break points? Because both of them really, really struggle in that area. In fact, UCLA gets more fast break points than Ohio State. Kind of interesting to think about with how slow they play, but it's going to be interesting, one for sure. So I'm going to take Ohio State. I'm going to be a homer, okay? But let's just say I'm not super confident.
Yeah, before moving on to the next one, I just want to say shout out to Cronin for playing Big Ten ball far earlier than he had to.
Yeah, no, I love that these teams are coming and playing Big Ten teams more. We've kind of ex-nayed the ACC challenge.
No, I just mean the style. His style of play is Big Ten basketball.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna fit right in when UCLA comes over.
Yeah. I don't know if the other teams will, but they will. They'll figure it out. So thanks for listening to the Big Ten Huddle. Please do like and subscribe. We appreciate that. If this was your first time listening, we are the Big Ten Huddle. We cover all things Big Ten football and basketball. We have a long episode every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, all at 9 o'clock. So come in, check us out, get in the chat, let us know what you're thinking. We would love to have you join us and learn more about the Big Ten.